Well, it was a great finish for Corey Conners, the only Canadian to make the cut last week. Conners finished T10, his sixth career top 10 finish at a major championship, and second this season. Taking a look at his numbers from last week at the Open, aside from his putting, a very consistent week for the Canadian Corey Conners. Now, Weeksy, obviously, Corey barely made the cut. Then he goes 66-66 on the weekend. What stood out the most to you from Corey Conners?
That putting number where we saw him there was 85th in strokes gained putting. But if you look at and break it down round by round, on the weekend, he was pretty solid. He was on the positive side of strokes gained putting, which is always good for Corey Conners. And I think, I think that he played the weekend the way he was hoping to play, obviously, the first two rounds. And that's more of the way that Corey Conners has been playing it. I mean, links golf should set up for him very well. Hit it in the fairway, hit it on the greens. Trust your putter if it can do that. But I think, again, it shows his ability to fight back. It shows his ability to have a lot of grit in his game, especially at major championships. That's where he wants to be. He believes that he can contend. He believes he can win a major championship. He's told me that many times over the years. And I think this is an example of the resilience that he has in his game. Would have been easy to just pack it in on Friday and just say, that's enough, and then go, go home on the weekend. But instead, he has two great rounds, and again, shows what a consistent golfer he can be.
First Canadian male to have two top 10s at majors in one season since Mike Weir in 2006. So that in itself is incredible. And when we look ahead here to the FedEx Cup playoffs, Conners is 13th in the FedEx Cup standings. He's had a very consistent season. What are your expectations for Conners for the playoffs?
The one thing that's missing from his lineup this year is just a win. He would be great to get a win. If he can get a victory on the board, he has played so well. He's way up in those rankings. He's going to finish inside the top 30, barring some crazy outcome of the first two FedEx Cup events. So he's got everything lined up for next year if he didn't already have it. He's got all the majors. He's got all the signature events. He's got everything that he wants to do. That's what he's earned. Now it's time to go out there and start adding to those wins. The fact that he has only 2 wins in his career with the type of game he has is the one thing that stands out to me. He's got to try and get himself in there, put himself in the heat, and try and win some of these tournaments.
Now, we know Corey Conners is a ball-striking machine. After his final round on Sunday, he claims that he only mishit 2 shots from tee to green over the weekend. That's crazy, Bob, right?
I did that in the first hole yesterday. I mean, it is crazy, but it's not crazy when you think of how pure he hits the ball. And guys will tell you that. Other players look at him and say, man, that guy just has a pure swing, hits it in the face, the sound off the club face when he's on the tee, the sound off the club face when he's in the fairway hitting an iron. I mean, it's mind-boggling how consistent he can be with those 2 parts of his game. The end part of the game is the only part that he knows that he fixes up. And he's improved considerably this year with his putter. So again, I got to see more wins. He's overdue.
He's been consistent all season. It'd be a great way to cap off his year with a victory during the FedEx Cup playoffs.